Hey,
What's up, everyone? We're so excited to have you here. If you are watching on Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. You get special access to part 4 of a 4-part series on Facebook. We are so excited. So now it is officially 11 o'clock. We have a special guest and a little bit of kudos. So let's start with that. First, I want to say welcome to Jordan Sherrod. Thank you so much for being here. This again is part 4 of a 4-part series on Facebook for entrepreneurs and marketers. It is brought to you courtesy of a partnership through M. Roberts Digital, which is the digital marketing agency at the Victoria Advocate, as well as Victoria Advocate and SBDC. So usually SBDC is here to kick us off with a little intro and tell you about the good work they do. But we just want to sing the praises of SBDC and let you know that there are free business consulting services out there. If you're an entrepreneur and you're overwhelmed, reach out to the SBDC right here in Victoria to get access to top tier business coaches at no cost. They like to say they're not part of the Small Business Administration. They are in fact SBDC, but they are a funded part through the Small Business Administration. If you are watching this and you've registered for it, you will also get a survey link. So please do fill out that survey on behalf of SBDC. So with that, enough housekeeping. We love SBDC and we love M. Roberts Digital and Victoria Advocate, but we love you more. All of you entrepreneurs out there who are just like bombarded with COVID and life, and then we had snowvid and the economy, and then the election, and you just battle it all every step of the day. But let me tell you, now more than ever, you need to get seen on Facebook. So studies show that since COVID, we have seen a spike in social, on average about 200% on some days. This is huge. So if you've been thinking about getting into social, or maybe you just created an account or you don't know what to do, you are in the right place. But if you've also been on social for a while and you really want to take it up a notch, this one is especially for you. So we went through 101. We talked about Facebook marketing hacks and what to post and where and when. And now we're talking about lead generation. Anybody out there excited for lead generation? Can I get a shout out? Right, look, Jordan is the man behind the scenes. Kyle and I are right here in Victoria, and we work with a lot of business owners and help them do Facebook ads. But at the end of the day, we put it in a system and it magically sends it to Jordan. And Jordan is the master behind the curtain. So what a treat, Jordan, to have you here. Is there anything you want to say before we kick this off, Jordan?
I just want to say, isn't that the cutest little munchkin you've ever seen? That's
Oh,
that's all I got to start off with.
oh, blessings to baby Brooklyn, who just had her first birthday this month,
First
right?
birthday, man.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share with you guys just some of the ins and outs of what I do, so that you can have a better understanding of how Facebook works.
yeah, let's help people get seen. And of course, the man who needs very little introduction, Kyle Motal, is right here, top floor, 1 O'Connor Plaza at Victoria Advocate as we speak. And this is our marketing quarterback in Victoria. Let me tell you, this man right here is taking care of business and has a heart of gold and is so passionate about listening to businesses and helping them grow. Kyle, what do you want to say before we kick this off?
Oh man, I'm super stoked. Crystal and I, we're passionate about two things, and that's people and business, and we want to help your business skyrocket through 2021. So we're super excited, and I mean, yes, so excited. Jordan's on the webinar with us because he is the engine that keeps these campaigns running. I mean, he is the one who knows the ins and outs, and so we are going to give you all some great details.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And special shout out. We have Valentia on the call, Ty, Sam Ford, Real 3 Boots. How was your burrito? Melissa, Brittany. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all so much for coming. We are so excited. And if you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much. So without further ado, we're jumping into this. We're about to show you the ins and outs of Facebook ads. Are you ready for this? Well, look, okay, we can't just jump into it because we've already talked about the importance of social media right now and COVID, but we need to really kind of walk you through the process, okay? So we're going to kick this off in 3 parts. 1, what are you supposed to actually put in your ads? What a great question, right? And then 2, when do you use a boost versus an ad? right? Those are two different things. We've been leading up to this moment in this whole workshop series, but we really want you to understand that boosts are different than ads. And when do you use a boost and when do you use an ad? And then lastly, we're going to give you some secret sauce. We're giving you our best practices right here as a full digital marketing agency specializing in designing Facebook lead ads. We're going to give you some behind the scenes scoops. I know you're excited. That's why you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. So again, here we are. I want to kick this off, Kyle, and I want you to tell us, what is the Textable standard?
Oh yeah, so the Textable standard is so important. And this is definitely the basics of really learning what to post on Facebook. And so if I were to have my phone and I was gonna text Crystal something right now, would it be spam or would it be valuable? Of course it would be valuable. And so we don't want you to put out spam stuff out there on Facebook. So if you were to text it to a friend, put it on Facebook. And so that is definitely worthy and get engagement.
Absolutely. And let's take the flip side of that, right, Jordan? If I was going to text something to Jordan and I thought to myself, like, oh, I'm going to text him my lunch. Okay. And Jordan's like, what the heck is she sending me her lunch for? That is super random, right? Right. Wouldn't that be weird, Jordan, if I text you my lunch? So why are people posting their lunch on Facebook? If you're not a personal trainer, if you're not a meals ready business, if you're not, a gym or somebody inspiring health or a real estate agent who built your career on healthy living, if that's not your niche, you don't need to post your lunch on Facebook. That's one of the second most common questions I get. So no, you don't need your lunch on Facebook. Use the Textable standard. If it would be weird to text it to your ideal client, don't post it on social. That goes for ads and that goes for posts. Can I get a Jordan?
We don't want to see a real 3 boost burrito.
Yes, exactly. And unless you're a Mexican restaurant, right? Then show me your burritos, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so this is the process, right? And I want us to all kind of chime in on this, but one of the main things we've been talking about from the very first webinar, and I will continue to say until my last webinar, is you need to start where you understand your clients. Okay. I've done this at every workshop, but I've had you actually write down the name of a client you want 10 more just like. So hopefully you got your pen and paper ready. You didn't come here for some television. You came here for a breakthrough. So write it down. Who's got the pen? I know I got my pen. So write down the name of that client you want 10 more just like. Not the one that stresses you out, but the one who you want 10 more just like. And now I want you to just write down a couple bullets about what is their motivation? What did they want when they met you, right? Really thinking from their perspective takes you to their needs and goals. So when they first met you, were they looking to be able to get a certain product, or were they looking to get more time or time with their family or quality time or fun? Or were they looking to be able to save money or set themselves up for a future? Were they looking to create a healthy workforce? What is it, the needs, the boxes they wanted to check? I'm going to give you about 10 seconds right now. Write that down, because this is the cornerstone of everything we're doing today. Take the time. You're doing it, right? I know you are. Come on.
You've got it. And Crystal, that's so important. The understanding that client that you just really want an abundance of.
Yes.
That one client that really drives your motivation to stay in business.
Yes.
And
exactly.
so this is on the flip side. And what drives that client's motivation?
Yes,
to come back to you.
100%. And exactly. And once you figure out what they wanted, most business owners, I would say 2/3 can identify what they wanted. But now I want you to work backwards and say, why didn't they already have it when they met you? What was standing in their way? Was it fear of taking the next step? Was it paralysis by analysis? I know a lot of marketers out there, you want to do Facebook ads. You just don't know how to get started, right? That's why you're here. But that would be one of your challenges, is so much conflicting information, not enough time, don't know who to trust, not sure how much to budget, don't know what to put in the ads. Those would be things that I would be bulleting down right now, thinking about my ideal client and what they're struggling with. So hopefully you've got that. Now, next we're going to talk about elements of an ad. But Jordan, give us an overview about how would we begin to translate these needs and goals into the basic elements of an ad, knowing we'll show a template later.
Sure. So what your goals are as far as who your client is going to drive what your creative looks like. It's going to drive what your targeting tactics are. And so it doesn't it's not helpful to just go in blindly and just, kind of throw things out there most of the time. It's just important to know, okay, who is my target? And then, so how am I going to target them? And then what does my creative need to look like in a way that's going to appeal to my ideal client?
Yeah. And so you're telling me if you're intentional right now and you get clear on this, that you're going to have a better performing ad? Whoa.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Okay. Now walk us through, Jordan, about when to use real photos. Tell me more about that and how that fits into creating dynamic ads.
Yeah. And we're going to show some examples here in just a little bit. There's a couple slides later on, but real photos are so powerful. It's so important to use pictures of people, especially, people who come to your business, people who, want to give a real review. That's the kind of stuff that people want to see on Facebook. People are going to want to engage in. People are going to want to click on and see. And so, again, as going along with the whole Textable standard sort of thing, we don't want to be spammy in our imagery as well. And so by having pictures of real people, pictures of your place, quality photos and videos there, people are going to be more likely to engage with you because they see you as real. They see you as, something that you're not a robot, you're not a computer, that you're a human. And people want that human connection, which is why it's so important to use images of real people.
So wait a minute, Jordan, hold on. This is groundbreaking news. We're supposed to be human and social on social media?
Yes, isn't that crazy?
Oh, wait a minute. I need to sell stuff though. Yes, that's how you sell stuff, folks. So, okay.
Right.
So let's go into image resolution here. Again, the element we've identified our client. We figured out what they care about. We're going to give them the exact elements of an ad. They start reverse engineering it into that. They're using real photos. Can this just be an image off of their iPhone or an Android, or what type of quality image do we need?
Yeah. So the good news is nowadays most smartphones are going to produce an image quality that is acceptable for social media, which is good news. If you're ever taking photos with that in mind, make sure you take it sideways like this, because you're going to have more options as far as when you're putting it out there and building the ad, as far as cropping and all that kind of stuff. But you want to make sure that your image isn't pixelated, your image isn't, incredibly tiny. And the good news is a lot of times Facebook will stop you before the app's launched and be like, hey, by the way, this is not good enough to be seen. But, just making sure that, yeah, thank you. So, just making sure that, you have a high quality image that represents you, because you don't want something that's blurry or messed up out there. For me, here's an example. I think when I'm looking at like an Airbnb or something and the photos are just blurry and fuzzy, I immediately, I don't care. I'm not interested in that, in going to that place, because it doesn't seem high quality to me. It doesn't seem like it's worthwhile.
I was looking at something with my daughter online and the pictures were blurry, and she goes, it's just making me feel bad. And you know what? I think that we don't even realize that consciously we feel bad when we look at these blurry photos. It's breaking down that implicit trust that you're trying to build with the client, right?
Yeah.
So Kyle, walk us through, I know I show this slide at every single workshop because it is that important. How should we translate what's on this? What is it? And how do we translate it to ads? How about that?
Yes, for sure. So this definitely goes back to understanding your client, the goals and the values. Really, what is the client's goals? What is the problem that they were having before they came to see you? Mm-hmm. And why did they pick you to be the guide? And so that's really, the first circle here is understanding those goals and values that the client really wants to accomplish.
Yes.
And really, when you move along this diagram, it's really interesting, because the pain points, and these are the challenges that they were facing. And these are the ones that they picked you to be the guide. And so you've got to find your solution to their challenges. And this is so important to understand your client fully.
I love this so much. And when you print this out, again, you can get this in the replay. It is just a PDF and you fill it out for your client. but you literally pin this next to your computer. And when you're ready to do a dynamic ad, you literally look at it and pull something off of it. It's that easy. So let's look at the template here, Jordan. I love this. I took this from your creative efforts, so I'll let you introduce this. But talk to the business owner right now who's never done an ad. I actually had one yesterday ask me, can you at least send me an example? I could be a totally different industry. I don't know even what to put in it. What do you say to that person?
Yeah, sure. So this is what you're seeing here now is your most basic Facebook ad type. So we're going to get into the different types of campaigns you can set up in a minute, and that might change a bit what this is like, but for the most part, this goes for every ad that you're going to set up on social media. And so the things that you need to be thinking of are obviously that main center image that's right there in the middle. That's your most important piece, because people are drawn to imagery over text, and then the text comes next. So that's the first thing you need to be aware of. But then your primary text is your most important message. This is your wham bam immediate, I just want to capture immediately what I'm offering and what I'm able to do and how I'm able to guide you right here in this one or two sentences. Sometimes two sentences is too much, but this is just a quick boom. This is what it is in the primary text. And then you've got the headline, and this is kind of your lead into your call to action button. So it's kind of like, make a difference, donate now on the call to action button. And then the description is just kind of, elaborating a little bit more on that. And then, you want to make sure you have an appropriate landing page or website that you're directing people to. So with the call to action button, there are, as you can see, several different options as far as what your goal is for the campaign. So you can have a download button for, PDF, or get an offer, get a quote, get showtime, listen now, request time, be a menu, shop now, subscribe, watch more. So, you have a lot of different options depending on what your goal is. The most common one is just learn more. If there's not one that really fits the best, learn more is always great. People are used to that.
Yeah, I love this. I love this so much. And Kyle, I can't get to the Q&A. There's a Q&A button or Q&A question. Can you pull that up for us? And we're going to jump into some of these creative examples that might answer the question. But if you've posted a question, by the way, I did pull this up on Facebook on my phone as well. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can comment on this broadcast and we'll answer your questions live. Okay, please, Jordan, go for it. I did one by one so we could take them one by one. Kind of walk us through this and maybe tie it back to that template we just looked at.
Yeah, that's good. And then the question, actually, I see the question, Kyle. I'm gonna actually answer that in this as we're talking about it. Awesome. So, we talked about posting pictures of real life and that sort of thing. And obviously right here, though, we have a more of a stock photo, but it's showing more clearly, what's being offered. So this is a window depot. This is, they're offering windows and double glazing, all that kind of stuff. So the question is, should we post a picture showing the product in real life background or a photo of the product with a studio white background? And that's a really good question. I really like that. And both have their place. So I would even say both. I would say, showing the product in a real life scenario, in a real life situation where a client, someone just browsing on Facebook can see that product in action and envision, this is all subconsciously, but envision, doing the exact same thing as what's in the image. But then also people are used to seeing, products in a carousel that are just, high quality, by themselves standing there. And so there's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's a product. If it's a product, people are used to that carousel sort of thing, which is why right here we have that first example in a carousel, actually. And so this is great. This is another way to set up your ad is kind of in this carousel thing. If you were to, on the actual Facebook, click over, you could see more pictures and stuff like that.
I love it. I love it.
This is a great example.
I was going to say, before we go to the next one, I did want to mention that carousel is a big deal. So if you're retail, clothing, products, e-commerce, pretty much anything other than a service industry and possibly even service industry. But if you have a product, carousel images are your friend because you can showcase them in a white backdrop and a natural backdrop. For example, you can show it with somebody holding it, with it on the table, whatever it is. And really answer all those questions. So carousel is a big win here. If you haven't seen it, you can feature multiple images like that and people just scroll through. Awesome. Jordan.
And I definitely want to piggyback on that too.
Yes,
it's using your product in action, like Jordan was saying, and that will give the clients the opportunity to see how they can use your product that they need to think about, some other way by just seeing your product in a white background.
Exactly. I love it. And Jordan, this one, speaking of showing the product, now you actually got a video. What? You can do ads with video?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I haven't been on all of y'all's training. Have y'all talked about the value of video much? I don't want to go, super down that rabbit hole.
Please, no, go down the rabbit hole. We've been emphasizing the importance of video and YouTube and all of that through this, please.
Awesome. Well, I would just have to say, video is the most important type of content on Facebook by far.
Hold on. That was a profound statement. You heard it here first, folks. Say it again, Jordan. I've been saying it, but this is the expert man behind the scenes who makes it all happen. Say it again. I love that.
Yeah, video is the most important type of content on Facebook by far. Viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video compared to 10% in text. And social media posts with video have 48% more views. And social video gets shared 1,200% more than text and images combined. So just some crazy mind-blowing stats there. And when you have a real person, like in this ad right here, this guy is the GM of a car dealership, and he is all about putting his face in front of people and connecting with them. We can send you those stats afterwards. I have it right here in a side slide that I have. Thank you for asking that question. This guy is all about connecting with people, connecting with his audience, and he sells cars, but his biggest thing is he wants just for people to see his face. Because again, like we said earlier, this is all about actually connecting and making relationships with real humans. And because it's a video, it does phenomenal, and the performance is fantastic.
Awesome. I love this. Thank you so much. And I've been saying video, so to hear you say it, it just made my heart sing. I had to make you say it again. Okay, let's look at the next one here. This one is great too.
Yeah. So again, this is a popular musician, a Hispanic musician, and so just front and center highlighting, someone scrolling, and this is targeted towards people who would know who this is. So, if someone's going, oh, wait, I know who that is. Oh, look, they're in concert right here. And boom, they can get tickets. So again, just people and faces and this one is someone that someone could instantly recognize.
I love it. And notice, by the way, I want to bring it down to so basic here because, I'm Captain Obvious reporting to duty. Okay. So first of all, it shows your profile photo of your page. People can link through to go to your page. So that's why later you're going to hear us talking about when do you boost and is boosting replaced by ads? And so they are two separate things. And you in fact want to do both because somebody can click learn more. They can click on the link, but they can also click to go to your page. So just keep that in mind. It does say sponsored ever so lightly. But again, as it's scrolling through the newsfeed, this shows up like a regular post or update on Facebook. And then a couple of the other little themes I'm seeing here is to learn more is and then get a quote, right? So like Jordan said, when in doubt, learn more is a really great option. And this one's learn more as well. So before Jordan gets into the specifics, Kyle, what's your thoughts when you first see this ad? Clearly they're not targeting you, right? But what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, definitely. So having like Jordan said, having a face where you can recognize someone and you can connect to them, you're going to get engagement. And so yes, when people are just scrolling through their feed, they're trying to find something to make them stop. And so having that's something to maybe pop out will definitely get your engagement.
I love it. Jordan, now walk us through the specifics on this one. Clearly they would target me over Kyle, right? This looks like a feminine ad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they offer free pregnancy services is what they do. But again, this is a volunteer who works there, and she's just kind of telling, hey, I work here, and we're doing great work, and we'd love to offer these services to you. So again, it's a very personal just connection, and that was the goal with this ad.
You know what? I have something else on here I see that stands out to me. I would say the first most common question is, how do I grow my business on Facebook? The second one is, can I post my lunch on Facebook? The third one is, am I allowed to like my own posts? And so what I see here is Living Alternatives likes their own post. Is that cliche?
I mean, yeah, no, you can totally do that. That's fine.
I tell you, I tell people that all the time. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, I like what I post, so I like it. So anyways, I'll like it as a business and then as an entrepreneur. And if I got another profile, I'll try to like it through all three if I can. I mean, if you really do genuinely like it and it is related to your audience, why wouldn't you like your own post? Okay, keep going. Let's do this one here. Now, is this a stock photo?
So here's the great thing about this. This is a stock photo, but this is absolutely on brand for this school. So the colors, yellow and blue, are the school's colors. You have the school's logo on there. This girl is wearing a cap and gown with the school colors, which is awesome. So it's very much recognizable instantly. This belongs to this school, and this could be a real person, and it's just clean and it's professional. And so, but again, this is a person, it's a face, you can envision, oh yeah, that my kid could be graduating from there, or, different connectors like that.
Oh, 100%. Anything stand out to you, Kyle?
Yeah, I definitely like it, because having that branding throughout your post, like Jordan said, it's an academy or university. And so when you think of like UT or A&M, like you see burnt orange or you see maroon, you think of those colleges. And so having that branding stand out throughout your posts are going to help people recognize what they're seeing.
100%. I absolutely love it. Hopefully you appreciate that we are showing you real examples here, because we want you to break through the noise. I think so often the part of the reason why most people need to hire somebody to do their social is you just get paralyzed by it. I remember having my own social media firm, and like, what do I post on my channel? It became this daunting, like it better be good, and of course I'm a little silly. So, I wanted to be funny, and I wanted to be out there, and I wanted to be custom, and if it's not good enough, I'm not going to post it. All of these posts are excellent. This is top tier work, and why you hire a professional. And I want to say that you can do this if you try, but whether you do it yourself or you hire somebody like us, don't not do it, right? There is a captive audience of people on Facebook dying for creative, authentic, shareable content. So take time right now to invest in your business, knowing that Q2 is upon us, COVID's not going away, and people are craving content on social. That's where they're spending their time. So we jumped right into what to put in your ads, but I want us to back it up, right? And I want us to look at boost versus ads. Now, this is a little bit of a recap of what we talked about at the first couple ones of these. And again, if you're new, if you're watching on Facebook, or it's your first one you've registered for, we do have 3 other workshops leading up to this. So just reach out to us and we will get you those information. Just message the page or something on Victoria Advocate. All right, so let's talk about when to run an ad, and then we're going to eliminate and isolate that, and then we're going to talk about when to boost. Jordan, walk us through this, and Kyle, I'll have you lead the conversation on boosting. But Jordan, when do we actually run an ad? Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm back.
There you go. Okay, when do we run an ad?
This is one of the most confusing things for a lot of people. What's a boost? What's an ad? What's the difference between the two? The reason you would want to run an ad is what we got here. So if you want targeted results, you're able to break down your audience and target a little bit better and more with an ad. You're able to do a long-term campaign. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, let me clarify what he's saying there, folks. If you're if I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you as a marketer and I say, what's your number one product? And you say this and that, those are two different messages, two different audiences. If you put that on your page, it's going to be confusing to one or both or either, right? So you want to make sure that you have only the message about that product, reach the people who'd be interested in that product, and then have only this message about this product get to these people who would want that product, right? So the example of the pregnancy services, I think would be perfect, Jordan. If they were doing pregnancy tests and ultrasound, that's a very female ad. But maybe they're testing testosterone or whatever they do for men, right? There's male services for pregnancy services. Then you again would have two different products and services, two different audiences, and that would be an example when you run an ad. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So, and then the next one is just if you want a long-term campaign. So boosts have limits as far as to how long they can be scheduled out and how long they're optimized for. But with an ad, you can actually stretch it out to a year and really get those long-term campaigns going. Now, just a side note, during that, you do want to make sure you update the creative within that ad during the year. You don't want to just set something and forget it the whole time.
Yes.
But you have the capability to run an ad and set the budget for that entire year, which is nice when you're budgeting out everything. So that's another reason. A/B split test control. So if you want to determine which ad or which creative is going to perform better, you're able to actually do that split test within Facebook's Ad Manager, which is super handy. So if you want to see, does this picture of this male perform better, or does this picture of this female perform better? And you can determine, what your audience is desiring and what they want to click on through this, which is great.
Because sometimes men want to click on pictures about men that they identify with, and sometimes they want to click on pretty ladies, right? So you never know what's going to respond to your audience. So this is a perfect example. Keep going.
Yeah. And then if you want to have multiple options within an ad set. Now, actually, Crystal, click next on the slide for me. This should just fade in. Well, there's that, and then one more.
There we go.
Okay. So with an ad set, you can actually create your budget, you can create your target audience, and then underneath that ad set, you can have multiple ads that apply to your budget, that apply to your targeted audience, that whole sort of thing. So with a boost, you're just boosting one post. But with an ad, you can create an ad set and then have multiple creatives underneath it that apply to the overall campaign settings that you put out there. So that's another reason. And then also when you want to do a lead capture. So I think we're gonna talk a little bit more about that in the different types of campaigns we can set up. But the biggest thing with a Facebook ad is you can create a on Facebook lead capture form and actually get people to give you their information right there. They don't have to go off anywhere, which is awesome.
This is so good. I had somebody tell me, we were talking about getting likes on their page through a page like campaign. And he said, and then what happens? I get their information so I can contact them, right? And I'm like, no, you can boost to them and now you have them follow your page. But if you want their contact information, then you need to run a lead form, right? And so that's what Jordan's talking about. So, and we're going to talk about the examples, but there is a way to drive traffic to like a landing page if you already have that set up on your website, or a landing page built into Facebook. So again, lead capture right through Facebook is possible. And that does cut down on people who abandon cart because, our heart starts to race when we're taken out of Facebook. What can we say? So sometimes it's beneficial to stay in Facebook and get those leads. So really, really good. Okay. So now, Kyle, we've talked about ads, and I've emphasized that the ad has the profile photo that's then linked back to your page. Somebody would go back. Why is it important to have posts on your page, and how does boosting play into that?
Yes, Crystal, this is so important. And we've talked about before, Facebook is your business lobby. This is where people are hanging out. They're looking through their social media feed, and whenever they see posts about your business, they may not be ready to buy right now, but they will be ready to buy maybe in the next 6 months. And so you really are boosting these posts to keep these people warm and knowing about your product.
Oh, so good. Okay. So why would you need to boost if they've already liked your page?
Because these are the people who already know, like, and trust you. these are the people who know your product and service and know it works. And so when you boost to these people, you are getting engagement. And then, we're going to talk about custom audiences later on, but this is the basis of really going after those people who already know, like, and trust your product and service.
Absolutely. And when somebody likes your page back in the day, like I remember in like 2001, am I dating myself? Okay. I remember, Facebook around that time coming out. And if you like someone's page, you saw all of their posts, right? But now I hate to tell you, 1%, folks, if you don't boost your post and you have 100 people who like your page, one person on average will see that post. So if you took the time to create it, take the time to boost it. If it's worth your time to create it, it's worth your money to boost it. I'm not talking about a lot of money here. $1 a day is Facebook's minimum. We're encouraging $3 a day. But again, $3, $5, $15, $10, not a lot of money, folks, but you need to be able to boost to get seen. I've given you the exact steps here. We've gone through the process before, but one of the key tips we want to emphasize is you want to go back and boost. Is it the posts that are doing well, Kyle, or the posts that are not doing well? Because you want them to catch up, right?
You want to boost the posts that are performing the highest. I mean, absolutely. If you're getting tons of engagements, comments, and shares, reboost that post, yes. Repurpose that content, and keep it going to build that engagement.
I love it. I love it. It actually even increases your relevancy score. And what that means is it lowers your cost of marketing. So the next time you boost, you pay $5, let's say the same amount, but instead of getting 5,000, you'll get 6,000, right? And as you continue to create content that gets likes and comments and engagement, you continuously get more for the same amount of money. That's why if Kim Kardashian boosts something, she gets like 1 million likes or something in front of 1 million, 10 million people, who knows? And if like Joe's coffee shop on the corner boosts and they just open, they maybe get in front of 5,000 people for $5, right? Maybe. So you have to grow that relevancy score by having dynamic content, and boosting is how you do that, folks. So now, okay, when I did a webinar similar to this a couple days ago, somebody chatted in, Kyle, and I want you to talk to that person for me. They said, I guess I'm confused. Who pays for a boost? You have to pay money? Where do you do that? How do you talk to somebody? Let's start the conversation at ground zero here. How do you talk to somebody who is just learning you have to pay money to Facebook to get seen?
For sure. So that all starts in Facebook Ads Manager. So off your business page, you go to Facebook Ads Manager, and you can set up your credit card and your account to where you can boost these posts after you put them through your page. And so that is really the start. Facebook Ads Manager, you have to have that set up in order to boost your post. And moving forward to the audiences, when you get past that boosting point, and now you ask yourself, well, who am I going to boost it to? And so first thing is people who like your page already. So these are the people who already know, like, and trust you, and you are starting that engagement. You are starting that motor of that post to get rolling. And so once you've got 300 likes, you've got 25 shares, you've got 100 comments, however that number is, then you take that post and you can reboost it to a custom audience. And so this can be an uploaded email list from LinkedIn contacts. It can be from Gmail, and you can upload this to Facebook Ads Manager and create that custom audience to boost that post to.
So I just want to really pause here because, Jordan, I think you run into this a lot too, right? When people want to run a campaign, their idea first and foremost is I want to get new leads. How do I get new leads? I want people to make this much in this neighborhood who like these things. But one of the things that businesses are neglecting is going after the people who've already on some level know, like, and trust you, who've raised their hand, who's liked their page, who've bought from you in the past, who've sent you referrals. Would you recommend balancing your efforts, Jordan, or how would you deal with that?
Yeah, absolutely. As with any business, you want to have some dedication to a retention and to building up, your fans, building up your raving fans, because, the more people you have behind you cheering you on, the more they're going to tell their friends, the more they're going to build as well. So, and they're going to, continue business with you. So definitely splitting your marketing efforts in reaching new people and then maintaining current relationships is always important. And ultimately, they work hand in hand to bringing you more business.
I love that. I love that so much. So you hear what he's saying, folks. have a retention ad too. Don't just go after new customers. You want to make, you have targeting capabilities in Facebook. I'm going to say this real calmly, okay? I know I talk fast. You have targeting capabilities in Facebook to target the exact emails of the people in your database. It's not a one-for-one match. I know, boom, right? It is not a one-for-one match. It's about one for every two that matches, about a 50% match rate. But if you have a CRM of about 1,000 people, you can take those, have about 500 people of the exact people in your CRM and target those on Facebook, even if they haven't liked your page, folks. Okay, now I'm going to call out something here and then we can move forward a little bit, is that, Jordan, have you encountered the client who's like, I don't want to creep these people out. I don't want them to know that I upload their information into Facebook. I mean, isn't that creepy? I don't know if I'm okay with that. What would you say to somebody who that's their only concern, to target their existing customers?
Yeah, I would say not enough to keep you from doing it. In best practices, we are going to talk about not being too creepy in the creative of your ad. But I would say when you create an ad with their best interest in mind, you know, you're offering a discount code, you're telling them about a new product you have, you're telling them about a new service, you are giving them something that they are interested in. And so when we become more targeted and this specific in our advertising efforts, you know, people want to see things that they're already engaged in. People want to see things that they're connected with. And so, you know, it's not something that is going to, you know, turn them away. It's something that they're looking for. And they'd rather see your ad versus Clorox or some huge brand, you know, that's out there, that's just generic. They know you, they do business with you, and you're the ad that they want to see.
And I love this so much. And so wait, another groundbreaker here. So you're saying that we should talk about and create content around and ads around what people already care about?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
100%.
Whoa. I don't know. Maybe somebody just got a nugget. Okay, Kyle, walk us through, when do you use then a cold, what I call a cold saved audience, and then let's bring it home with a lookalike audience. Go ahead and tell us about a saved audience.
Yes, for sure. So this is definitely, we're talking about warming up the post. So we were doing that already when we boosted your post to the people who already like your page, and then we boosted to a custom audience. And so that post itself has gotten tons of engagement. And now we can go after that cold audience. You know what that means? Is we can go after people who are your ideal client's demographics, for example. So their interest, whatever their interest is on Facebook, if they're looking at, looking for your product and service through Facebook, they can start seeing, and you can boost that post to them.
This is so good. So you can, with one post, and this is for boosting, we're not talking about ads right now, whether you would create a different ad set for retention versus new customer. We're talking about posts on your page. There's a blue button. It says boost. When you hit boost, you're going to have an option. And we're going to tell you to boost to the people who know, like, and trust you, the people who like your page and a custom audience. Once that boost expires, you can reboost it. Then you boost it to the cold audience of the new demographic you want to go after. And it's already looks like there's a party in the post. You've got likes and comments and shares. Now go after a cold audience. You're going to see your results skyrocket. And then lastly, Jordan, walk us through a lookalike audience and when that would fit in for a boost.
Yeah, so a lookalike audience is going to be, it's going to take the list that you've uploaded. So we talked about custom audience earlier, right? Number 2. And then this is going to take the general demographics and likings and tendencies of this audience that you have uploaded and say, okay, this is the kind of things that these people are interested in. It's going to create people that are similar to your list. Look-alike audience. And so that's going to be an additional way for you to target, for you to reach out to people who potentially are interested in what you have to offer.
I love this. Oh my goodness. So we're telling you, you can take the post on your page, get in the driver's seat, and intentionally put money behind it, at least $1 a day. We recommend 3 a day, and send it to the people who already like your page. And then you can send it to the people in your CRM, and you can send it to the people in a certain neighborhood who makes a certain amount, who's interested in a certain thing. And then you can go back to that list you uploaded, copy it, and Facebook will say, look, here's 500 people that you gave me. Now I'm going to give you a list of 20,000 people that would fit similar interest patterns based on what they like and engage with on Facebook. Yes, they can do that, folks. So that is boosting options. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I feel like the first part, we already, I think, got like 80% out of the way what people were expecting. The second one, we really nailed home with some of the stuff we've been talking about on the first 3 of these workshops, but we really brought it home to the specifics. Let's give him our secret sauce, Jordan. I know I had to twist your arm a little bit. He's like, I don't know, got to give up the secret sauce.
But it's weird.
I know, look it. I know, but it's your sauce. He's got fries or something.
I'll share it with you.
Nachos? Are those nachos? Is that what that is? So,
yeah.
I love it. Okay, now Kyle, kick us off, and Jordan chime in here. What are the boosting best practices that we see on the screen right now? We've said it 10 times already, but let's be Captain Obvious here.
Yes, 100%. So boosting best practice here, you definitely want to do a 5-day boost. And the best time to do a 5-day boost, started on Thursday at 11 a.m. That is where Facebook is seeing tons of engagement at 11 a.m. And when you do it on Thursday, it runs through the weekend. And so,
and there's a spike in social on the weekend. So you get that extra spike when you boost on Thursday because it runs over the weekend. Yes, keep going.
Yeah, 100%. And so then, boost that post again. And so if you got tons of engagement and people are loving it, well, boost that same one again next Thursday. And so, Jordan, how much money should we put behind this post?
Yeah. So Facebook requires a minimum of $1 a day, and then we recommend $3 or more a day. But you got to understand, the more money you put in, the more results you're going to get. So just keep that in mind. You're like, oh, I want some more results. Well, just add a little more money, and that's how that works.
I know. Isn't it great when a business like Facebook can be so straightforward? They're like, look, you give us more money, we'll give you more results. You give us a little money, we'll give you a little results. So that is, and you know what? One of the other questions I usually get by this point in the webinar is somebody saying, but am I allowed to boost from my personal profile? So I just want to like really slow it down right now and say, if you are new to Facebook and you have a personal profile, connect with your friends and family, you cannot put money behind your posts. You cannot pay to get seen. You cannot do anything we just talked about. Instead, when you post something up, you get what Facebook deems you're worthy of. If you're a popular person and you get lots of likes and comments, then Facebook will give you a lot of exposure. Or if it's an engagement, for example, engagement photos always go viral, right? Then everybody's commenting, then it goes viral. You get a lot more exposure compared to your lunch, right? So that's an example of how Facebook and your personal profile takes you out of the driver's seat. You have no control. Okay, you also have no boost budget and it doesn't cost you anything. But if you post too much on your profile, they will shut it down and take everything you hold near and dear on Facebook. You own nothing. You posted on Facebook. They take your friends, they take your contacts, they take your posts, they take all of it. It's gone. So don't blow up your personal profile and lose everything. Get a business page, get in the driver's seat and start applying these tips. Is that a little too direct, Jordan? I feel like I had to say that for somebody out there.
That was good. I wanted to say, when you were like, they can take this, I wanted to say, but they can never take our freedom.
Yes.
I wanted to kind of end with that.
I know, right? But they can't take our freedom. So that is right. They cannot. You will still be you, but you won't have your online identity. So
Valentina has a question, Valentina has a question. How many times should you boost an ad? Or post, and how do I know when to stop boosting that same, post?
You want to kick it off? You want me to kick it off? Go for it, Kyle.
I'll go for it. So definitely, whenever you start seeing the engagement start slacking off, then that is when the creative creates what we call ad fatigue. And so this is where you may be wanting to create a new post and then go ahead and seeing how that post goes, and you can reboost it as it goes along.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, right? The other thing I would say is just clarifying a little bit of your language here is you're saying boosting an ad. So we just want to clarify and really separate those two languages here. You run an ad budget on an ad and you boost a post on your page. So exactly what Kyle said in both scenarios is absolutely true, is look at the data, look at the numbers and see when you stop getting that return. But what would you add to that, Jordan?
No, I think what you said is great. I think understanding the difference is good, and yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't add much more.
Yeah, well, and also the only other piece I would add to you is, when is it no longer important to your business, right?
Yeah.
If it's a sale that ended, if it's a grand opening that you're no longer talking about, if it's a new employee that, it's not so new, I don't know, right? Is it a new product that now you got a newer product? So, I mean, I always say the number one question when people say, how do I grow my business online? My response is always constant, which is, what are you doing to grow your business offline? Right? What you're doing offline should be a reflection, or be reflected rather, on what you're doing online, and vice versa. So just if you're no longer talking about it in person, you're probably not talking about it online. But a good hack here is, Google likes 2 posts a week. Again, we're talking posts that you boost, not ads. Okay, different thing. But Google likes 2 posts a week. It helps your overall SEO and gives you some credibility. But let's say you don't have time to do the 2 posts a week and keep your page current. Boost a previous post that was your top performing post last week or last month. If what is old is new again, right? Maybe, you just, throw some money behind it and keep it fresh, boost it to people who like your page so they see your name again and again. So you're in the driver's seat, but it's really based on when it is important to you. Really good question. All right. So let's go ahead and come here. Kyle, kick us off a special ad categories. Okay, so we have boosts and ads. Now, I'm going to have Jordan really nail down what limits an ad and limits our targeting. But again, drill down on the fact that boosts and posts are different for us. Boosts and ads, excuse me.
Yes, so definitely boost, like we talked about earlier, that is the post that you put together and you can boost to your the people who already like your page and also your custom audiences. And so that is where you are keeping those people who are in your business lobby, who follow your page on Facebook, you're keeping them warm with your posts. And so Facebook ads, that is where you can have paid ads to go after and have targeting capabilities through Facebook, who are your ideal client.
I love this. I love this. And we're talking about boosts here, and we're going to get down to when it's limited. Because again, Facebook has a lot of specifics they can get you in front of. They know what you like. Google and Facebook know more about you than you probably think they do. But before we can get to what they're going to target or limit rather, Jennifer's on Victoria Advocate Facebook page, and she says, when you say boost Thursday at 11 a.m., does that account for the time for Facebook to approve the boost? In other words, boost the post Wednesday night, so it's hopefully running the next day at 11 a.m. And what I would say to that is no, in fact, we're talking about having the post scheduled to run at Thursday at 11. Studies show that is the day of the week where people are most likely to give you a thumbs up. I don't know, I guess they're excited about the weekend or something. But Thursday at 11 is when you want to start scheduling that post out and having that boost run. There is something layered on top of that yes, Facebook does need to approve your boost. So that generally, Jordan, isn't that like, what, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes for most people, unless there's an issue?
Yeah, for most, it could be longer. That's a really good question, and yeah. I like that you know what happens on there. But still, just launching at 11 on Thursday is good.
Okay, so awesome. So now, speaking of Facebook approving posts, and thank you, Jennifer. Keep the questions coming. We'll keep answering them live here, all of y'all. All right. So speaking of Facebook approving posts, do they have something that then when is it limited? When would Facebook limit your post, please?
Yeah, that's a good question. So here's the deal. Facebook is going to limit your targeting capabilities if your ad campaign contains any of these things: credit, loans, housing, real estate, and finances, employment, medical ads, social issues, and politics. And so if your ad contains any of those things, you are going to be limited in who you target. So what you actually have to do is, before you click launch, there's going to be a little button that says special ad category, and you'll click that, and then you'll select, is this for housing? Is this for employment? That sort of thing. And then after that, your targeting options will appear. So you'll be able to know what you're able to target after that. And you can't target male or female. You can do some age targeting, and you can do a little bit of demographic targeting. But it's going to limit who you can target. And if you launch your ad that has any of these things and you don't identify that it's that special ad category, then your ad is going to most likely pretty quickly get rejected. And then you'll have to go through the whole appeal process or recreating the whole ad, and that is just no fun for anybody. So making sure that you remember, okay, is my ad in any of these categories, and then clicking that is super important.
That's the graphic over here, right? He's still making the post, for the record, right? So that's when you check the box. You have to identify when you're making the post, okay? Don't get rejected, right? Okay. Now, Kyle, tell us a little bit. Let's start off from your experience in working with customers. What are the different types of campaigns you hear commonly requested for Facebook ads?
Sure. Well, definitely the most familiar one is a page like campaign. And this is where you can actually run a campaign through Facebook. Now, let's say, for example, you have a new business and you're just launching your Facebook business page and you're like, man, I only got like 2 or 3 likes. I really need to grow this. And you can actually do it through Facebook, called a Facebook page like campaign. And so you run a campaign, you put money behind this campaign. And what it is when somebody that you know likes your page, it shows up in their social media feed. And so you see that if I'm looking through my Facebook, I see that Joe likes Daniel's detailing. Well, then, hey, maybe I like Daniel's detailing. And so it's a campaign running to grow those likes for your business page.
It's so good. So am I buying followers? I heard that's bad.
No, definitely not buying followers. You're just organically gaining them and gaining momentum for your page.
Yeah, you're actually paying Facebook. You're doing it the right way. Do not buy followers, please. Take it from us. Okay, go for it, Jordan.
Well, I was going to say, it's more like you're coming to someone and you're saying, hey, would you be interested in this? If so, just smash that like button, like they say on YouTube.
Yeah, smash it. Boom.
That's what you're asking through a page like campaign.
I love it. Okay, walk us through now, Jordan. I know we run a lot of lead generation campaign, and we talked about earlier, we worked with a client who actually had about a $500 budget. And yet when we looked at doing the form in Facebook, it was going to cost him like $2,200 a month to get less than about 10 likes per day. But when we did a traffic campaign, so we drove traffic to a website rather than did the form fills in Facebook, which is lead generation. When we did a traffic campaign, we were for $500. Now we're able to even double, triple those results for $500 compared to what we were quoting at $2,200. So walk me through, kind of traffic and lead generation. I feel like those are going to be the biggest ones, and then let's hit a little bit on events.
Yeah. So through a lead generation campaign, again, you can create a ad on Facebook where if somebody clicks the button to sign up, there's going to be on Facebook still, it doesn't take them away from Facebook, and a form pops up that has, info, whether they can sign up to download a free PDF or, something like that. And then you get their leads, you get all their emails and their info that you can then follow up on, which is great. Whereas a traffic campaign is you're directing people to your website or a website. It's where there's the, learn more, and you just click it and it takes them there. And on your website, it might be a landing page where you have a form that they can fill out and stuff like that. So the difference, I think, to understand first is with a lead generation campaign, you pretty much get the leads of everyone who interacts with that ad. Whereas with a traffic campaign, you can send people to your website and they can read information there, but you're not guaranteeing a form fill as much, and it's just 2 steps to fill out the form instead of 1, and everybody's lazy, and so that's why it's more valuable to have a form fill on Facebook, which is why it also may cost more. So, you know, when and the amount of results you're going to get also depends on how specific in your targeting you are. The more general you are, your budget is going to obviously be able to stretch further too. So I don't know, those are some clarifications I'd say between the two.
Awesome. So if you have a smaller budget, chances are you're probably going to do a traffic campaign. But if you have the money and you're investing in Facebook, a lead generation campaign is primo, is what I'm hearing.
Powerful. Yeah. Powerful.
And it doesn't autofill based on the Facebook profile. So like you said, people
I think it can. Yeah.
People are lazy. And I know I'm like,
I
don't know if I'm ready to give you my information, but then all my information just popped up and I'm like, oh, what the heck? Here you go. You know, but I don't have to type anything and I'm on my phone and you can optimize it for mobile or desktop, right? Yeah, so good. So if you know it converts on mobile, then you can run it on mobile with or eliminate desktop or vice versa, et cetera, et cetera. So again, that's some of the stuff that we can walk you through, but we want to make you aware of it. Okay, we're running out of time here. Pick 2 or 3 of these other type of campaigns and let's talk about it and then land this plane.
Awesome. Okay, so I would just say event response is great. Obviously during COVID, it's been different, but if you have a webinar or a seminar or something like this, you can do an event and then you can have the ad go out where people on the ad can click interested or, going or whatever, that sort of thing. So that's a pretty good one that I like.
That's powerful.
Yeah. Some people who are, if you're the kind of person who is checking your Facebook page all the time, a message campaign might be good for you. And that is just simply driving people to message your page. And so if you are prepared and willing and ready to have those conversations with people who are interested in your services, a message campaign might be great. And then the last one I think I'll land on is a video views campaign. So again, video is the most powerful thing. For one of our clients, actually the one that you saw, that's the car dealership, we run a lot of video view campaigns for their vlogs that go out every single month. And so it positions him as the expert in his region, in his area, because people are seeing every day, oh, there's another video from Forrest, and he's the expert on car dealerships and that sort of thing.
I love this. So if you have an ad with a video, you can decide if it's more important to increase the number of views you have on the video or drive traffic to a website, for example. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Facebook will then optimize the campaign based on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
A question that came up is what ad campaign has the best response based on stats? I mean, traffic campaigns are your actually most basic campaigns. That's going to have the most likes, comments and clicks. That's kind of your go-to. That's our go-to is a traffic campaign, sending people to your website after they see an ad.
Yeah, absolutely. Traffic is great. Now, I will put a little caveat there. I know we're wrapping this up, but I can't not say it. People want it to match. Okay, folks? So if you are making a specific ad on a product or a service or a promo code or a discount or a giveaway or whatever that thing is you're doing an ad for, and you're doing a traffic campaign, do not send them to your general homepage and just hope they figure it out, okay? You want to have a specific page that has the same words, the same images, the same everything as they saw in the ad. That will increase the likelihood they will fill out the form, folks. I'm putting on my serious face because I don't want you wasting your money. So if you don't have a page on your website, contact us. We could do a simple landing page for you. And for $250, it's pennies, okay? Whatever it is, if you have a web developer, do it. Hire us or do it yourself, but don't just run a traffic campaign to your home site and hope people are going to figure it out. You're not going to get the results you're looking for. You need a page that matches. I could not say that. You know what I mean, Jordan?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Through my personal experience, whenever I leave Facebook or go to get directed somewhere else, I want to be able to see that same creative throughout both pages. So I know I'm in the right place.
100%. I love it. Now we're kind of out of time here, but I just want to showcase that when you run an ad, okay, let's go back to, we said boosting options. We showed the 4 options, right? One of them was a cold saved audience. Now, cold doesn't sound good, or I get it, okay? And the reason why I put cold there is because, look, you need to take care of your current customers too, and that those are the ones who are going to convert faster and give you referrals. But there is a time and place to go after new business, and that is when you use a saved audience. I called it a cold saved audience. Through that saved audience, you can target people on Facebook. Again, Captain Obvious here. You can target people based on their interests, based on their demographics, their relationship status, financial status, as well as behaviors. Now, I want to put a little caveat in there. I know we've already talked about like political ads, medical ads, you know, some of these other special categories. You can't always get all of these targeting features, because apparently Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like answering questions to Congress. And so he peeled that back a bit, right? So you don't get all of it all the time, but there are some really great ways to be able to do this. Now, again, we're already over time. We still have some people on Victoria Advocate watching this as well as live viewers. So let's give them what they came for and finish with a bang here. In terms of best practices, at the end of the day, if you're looking to run ads, Jordan, what would you say to somebody?
I would say, so the free download is that's kind of more for a lead form or something like that. That's just an easy way for you to get someone to engage with you. For instance, we've run a really successful campaign for a fitness client who was giving away a free meal plan, you know, and so you just put in your name, email, download here, you know, tons of great leads. So that's just offer something that can benefit your potential client.
And it shows the intent, right? They have an intent to live a healthier life. That's why they want a meal plan, and that would be a good client for you. So think about it like, and what would my ideal client, if only my ideal client would download this thing, whatever that thing is. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. The next one is stay away from you. In other words, you don't want to say, hello, 50-year-old male who's interested in health insurance and, you know, really, you know, who lives in Victoria. You know, you don't want someone to be like, yeah, okay, well, let's get rid of that ad. You know, you want to make sure that your ad is relevant to the person. It shows through imagery your target audience, but in the language and the text that you use, you want to stay away from you. You want to show them that, you know, what you can offer for them, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. And Kyle, why would we use a Facebook pixel?
Yeah, so this is really important, because if you are, you know, taking people off of Facebook to go to your landing page, like we were talking through Facebook ads, there's actually a pixel that you can get from Facebook Ads Manager and put it on your website. And so whenever people go to your website, they leave your website and they go to Facebook, they start seeing your Facebook ad in their social media feed.
Wait, so you're saying I don't even need their email address? I don't need them to like my page? I could target them on Facebook if they just went to my website?
100%. You are targeting those people who already had interest going to your website, and now they went to Facebook. And so, Crystal, I'll give you a little example real quick. I was yesterday I was on GoDaddy on the internet, and I went to their website, and I went to Facebook later on, and I saw their Facebook ad. And so, like, it brought to my attention that, hey, I was on GoDaddy website earlier.
Yes, and people need those 12 to 16 is the new COVID number. They need 12 to 16 touch points with you before they're willing to take action. So that means you got to get creative in how to keep them in your ad ecosystem, right? And so having that pixel is gasoline on your ads. Do not run Facebook ads if you're doing a traffic campaign without putting the pixel on your site. And for that matter, whatever you're doing, whatever money you're spending on Facebook, do not do it without putting the Facebook pixel on your website. Can't emphasize that enough. And Jordan, why would we not do a sweepstakes?
Yeah, there is just so many rules and regulations. Again, now that Facebook has on their platform, and so doing it through ads is a very risky thing for your business. You don't really want to do that through there. You could maybe do a post and say, you know, not affiliated with Facebook, that sort of thing. But it's best to stay away from this to get into legal issues.
Yeah. So boosted post is okay if you've got a sweepstakes, right? But if you're giving something away, comment below, enter to win, click on the link, whatever it is. But do not run a Facebook ad for a sweepstakes campaign. All right, Jordan, run us through these impressions.
Yeah. We just wanted to end kind of by showing you what Facebook is able to show you after your ad has run. So this is an example of Facebook's dashboard on the back end in their ads manager, showing you, how your ad has done and what it's doing. So you can see on the left side, there's link clicks, there's how many people's reached, there's how much you've spent. And then you can actually compare that over here on the right side. You can compare link clicks with, frequency, and there's a lot of options for you to see. And then on the tabs, I didn't include the screenshots of the other ones, but you can see, is my ad hitting more, male or female, and is my ad showing up more on desktop or mobile, that sort of thing. You have that capability in the back end of Facebook to be able to see and measure your results.
I love it. So just know that the insights are here. You can track this. One of the things that I love about digital marketing is I can tell you how many people saw it, clicked on it, engaged with it, filled out the form, did what they were supposed to do. And so it puts you in the driver's seat, because I get it. As an entrepreneur right now, more than ever, you need to see an ROI on your ad spend. And Facebook allows not only the targeting capabilities, but they offer the analytics. So you can target, hyper target leads, and then look at the data and see what worked and reevaluate how you are spending your money. So with that, thank y'all so much. Look, we like to give away stuff here. So Kyle and I advocated to our boss, special shout out to Brett Jackman, we love you. And we got it approved to give away $500 in digital ads for a local business owner right here. So if you want to get your business noticed, you are a business owner and you want to grow your online presence, this is for you. You get an hour of business consulting, you get custom graphic design, animated ads, analytics, reporting, and we will personally run your Facebook campaign. So I'm pretty excited about this. I know you're probably excited about this. So if you want to be able to enter to win, just go to Victoria Advocate, click on entertainment, drop down for contests, and you'll see it right there. So again, Victoria Advocate, entertainment tab, on the drop down, it says contest, and you can enter to win. So thank y'all so much. It's been a real treat. Kyle and I have been doing this. This is a fourth, and I can't believe we didn't bring Jordan in sooner. Shame on us. We need more Jordan. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
This man is super busy, so I think that was why I was hesitant to ask, but I so appreciate you making the time, Jordan. What a dynamic person you are, dynamic marketer, and such a proud father. Blessings to baby Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you, Kyle, our digital marketing quarterback at the Victoria Advocate. We've got his contact information on the screen. This man delivers. So a heart of gold and a mind sharper than you can imagine. And he wants to listen to you and what's going on in your business and help you make strong recommendations for how to grow right now. And then, of course, myself, Crystal Lindsay here. I am the digital marketing lead at the Victoria Advocate. I work in partnership with the Victoria Advocate, and I work through M. Roberts Digital. So we all work through M. Roberts Digital through the Victoria Advocate, and with special shout out thank you to SBDC for helping partner with us to bring these workshops to you at no cost. So thank y'all so much. If you have any questions, again, I'm watching the chat right now on the Victoria Advocate. If you're live with us, you can put it in the chat or send it in the email replay. But with that, we're signing off and have a fabulous weekend. Jordan, what do you got to bring us out?
I just want to say, for those who are in this meeting on here, I dropped the link to enter to win that $500, and then also link to our website too. So I thank you so much for this time. It's been fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you. And did we get all the questions? I see in the chat, they say, thank you, done. You can check out the website, enter to win here. All right. Thank y'all again. Have a wonderful day.
Thank y'all. See y'all later.
Cheers.